Hello and welcome to Alchemist Swim. I am Alchemist Jen. It is a pleasure having you today. I hope you're having a good day. Today's whim of the day is to just randomly talk. I think that's every whim of the day, to be honest, but I'm going to try to knit a little bit. Kitty is still chilling on the chair and not here where maybe he would go after my yarn. So got my silly scarflet that I'm working on. Yay! Alright, so today I just packed up my car for Themata for tomorrow. So I'm going to Rochester and I'm going to be setting up my tent. So my first tent setting up of the season, which is super exciting. So car's all packed. I do it the night before. I mean, I live in a apartment place, but I'm also like in the center, so I don't want to like make a huge amount of noise first thing in the morning, considering I have to leave super early. So I have to leave by 5 a.m. So I just really want to leave a lot of time, I guess, to be able to make sure that you know, I don't have to rush in the morning, but then also like I just, for a stress vantage point, it's nice to not have to look forward to, you know, packing in the morning. So it actually helps that part of it, spreading out the different things that need to be done, which is important. So for my head, it works for me, and then I can crash and relax because all I have to do is just gather minor things that I need. So not much at all, like one little trip on the way out versus, you know, 3 or 4 trips or some random, I just need to double check and make sure I grab that thing. The other thing I did was I pre-packed earlier in the week, so I knew my bins had all my yarn and all my tapestries, and I ironed my tapestries ahead of time so they're all fresh and fluffy. The only thing I'm contemplating is maybe some more display space. I found out yesterday that I'm on an end, which is intriguing, and as shows go, though, I mean, you can look at a map and things, or you might be able to look at something, and something will change. So I'm, you know, as far as, you know, right now I look like I'm on an end. Maybe that might not be the case tomorrow. I'm totally cool with that, but at this point I'm just trying to plan for that and how I might open up my tent space, so it's a little bit more engaging instead of seeing it just from one side, being able to see it from multiple sides, and how that spatial interaction can happen. So as I have so many tapestries, I tend to hang them on the sides of my tent, creating like one opening in more of like a closed sideways, kind of a box. So if I have a scenario where I can have 2 sides open, I have to think about what those display areas look like too. So maybe I can put things in different areas. So those are kind of things that I'm kind of rolling around in my head right now. The other elements with that display pieces, like I could bring the frame that's behind me, for instance, and use that to display some more tapestries too. So so those are the kind of things that I'm running through my head, and honestly, if I bring more display stuff than I need, at least I have it with me, since it's 2 hours away, compared to not having it and wishing I had. The other part with that is that, you know, I've got shows coming up the next in a couple weeks. It's only a couple weeks that I'll be doing 2 more shows, and they're both multi-day shows, so being able to play with my displays and think about how I want to set things up now will affect how I'm doing those as well too. So I like the whole problem solving thing. I like the tweaking and adjusting my setup I'm also considering that some people will go to multiple things at these events too. So I mean, I know at least a couple people that I'll probably see it at all three. Which, you know, if people are into events, they're going to go to anything anyway. So I think it's pretty intriguing that that I'm starting to see regulars on like that level. And you know, it's not even been a year since I started doing shows. So I'm already seeing some trends. I'm seeing some people again, and so it's really, really cool. I'm excited to keep building those relationships and keep playing with my displays and making sure that, you know, my stuff's pretty memorable anyway because it's all bright. It's all like this. You know, you see it from far away if you take a look at my tent. You'll see it. But the other thing I want to consider too is like if the weather's good, which like tomorrow the weather is going to be fantastic, I don't have to put my walls up. If it's windy, I might consider it. When I'm saying walls, the tent is like a white tent, but it comes with the walls that you can put up too and hang. So if I don't have to do that, then my colors are just going to be that much more bold. I've got more versatility there, and if I have more versatility there, I'll have more visibility. And then knowing that too, I might say, hey, if I've got things hanging up and can see my bright colors from far away, do I also want to have another channel within my 10-foot by 10-foot space where I have more tapestries hanging too. So I'm just trying to think through the processes. I have made one display change this time that I'll see how that plays out. Is I've been previously been taking a card table with me, so I'm deciding that I'm going to go for a smaller table option this time, just to see if I can create more booth space and more flexibility. I find sometimes it feels pretty cramped in there with my other PVC displays. And if you've never seen this or never seen any of my other stuff, my ramblings will not make any sense, but I'm realizing as I'm listening to myself as I talk, it's just my thinking off the cuff, and I thank you for listening to me, even if it doesn't make any sense. But instead of doing a card table, which still isn't even that big of a table compared to some that you can use or get, I'm just going to do a TV tray table that I will have. It'll give me a place that I can stash, basically some bags underneath it. The other thing that I'm contemplating is I do have stash, like what I do when I'm stashing things. My stash, like my bins that I use is part of my display. So like the ones that hold my yarn will also then hold my my tent stuff. So like I can put my tent bag, for instance, folded up inside of one of the bins while it's not holding yarn. So the other thing that I end up with is some boxes that I'm bringing that hold stuff too. But the thing is that with those type of things, I could easily stash some extra things in the car. In this show, I'll have to use a cart to take my stuff from one area to the other. There won't be room for me to keep my cart in the tent, so anything extra that doesn't fit under my my little table will be fine, because I'll have to go back to the car to put my cart away. So that's just a thing that I'm thinking through, is how to utilize my space better, but then also utilize my transportation better. My carting of my goods to and fro. So I don't, the nice thing is, like, it's not that heavy stuff. The heaviest thing I have is my tent, but it has wheels too, so it won't go too badly. Even though I know that I'm going to be parking in one area, and I'm completely on the other side from where the parking area is tomorrow, compared to where my setup is. So, and I can't take the car through that area, so I just found that out. Totally fine. I have a cart, I have wheels, it's going to be a nice day. I'm going to show up plenty early, and I know it'll go smoothly. So I leave myself a lot of room for time and contemplation and setting up so it doesn't become stressful. So yeah, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just aware of all these scenarios and these things that are going to affect what I'm doing. So I am rambling a lot about random things that, show setup that is very specific to one instance. And thank you for listening to me while I knit and get some more rows done on my silly scarflet. So I'll take this with me tomorrow. I obviously don't have it done enough to wear because it doesn't fit around my neck yet, but that's okay. I'll have it for future shows, so I'll get it done eventually, and that's totally cool. It's fine to not have everything perfect or 100% ready. You've got it in progress. It's totally cool. It's part of the flow. It's part of life, and I think it's more realistic to even present that way. So yeah, so yay for progress there. I'm excited about the show tomorrow. I'm happy with how I set things up, so I didn't have to, crush myself in worrying about some extra steps because I already took them earlier in the week. So even around, working my other job and being able to balance that out, I think overall, it allowed for room for anything that was unplanned to happen and be able to flex with it. So I think that that's pretty cool. I think that, there are some things in life you can control, some things you can't. So control the things you can, because there's always things that you can't control that'll pop up. Those are my musings for the day, whim of the day. Tomorrow I will come back in and give some recap, I should say a better word, of the show tomorrow. So super excited to be able to talk about it and probably share some things that I'll be able to pick up from it. So thanks for joining me. Have a super day, and we'll see you soon. We'll see where the whim takes us. Toodaloo.